So we're going to start with an equation that should be a familiar equation. So here's our equation we're going to start with. 2 minus 4y equals negative 16. That's just a two-step equation, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, we've been doing two-step equations all year long, so you should be able to do this. So let's see. Trinity, what would the first step be in this two-step equation if I wanted to solve it? Yeah. Okay, so subtract 2 from both sides. Don't forget the negative stays with the 4. So negative 4y. Negative 16 minus 2 is negative 18. Now what?
Over negative 4.
Divide everything by negative 4. Okay, now, does 18 divide evenly by 4?
Yes.
No. So if I divided that, it would be a decimal. I'm not going to make it a decimal. I'm going to leave it as a fraction. But we can clean it up a little bit. First of all, I'm doing a negative divided by a negative. So what do I know my final answer is going to be? Okay, so I can get rid of the negatives because I know my final answer is going to be positive, right? 18 over 4 I can reduce. What does that reduce to?
That reduces
9 over 2. So, no, because a negative divided by a negative makes a positive. So I know my final answer is going to be positive. Okay, so I could say 9 over 2, or if I wanted to change that, it'd be 4.5, right? That's my answer.
Wait, so can we use decimals or not?
Well, I left it as fraction intentionally because it's going to make us easier to see how some parts match up in a minute. Because negative 18 divided by negative 4 is a negative divided by a negative. So negative divided by a negative we know makes a positive. So my final answer is going to be positive. Okay, I'm going to do something. I'm going to come over here right next to this.
which equals 2 1/4.
What did I do?
You changed it.
How did I change it?
X, and then 18.
Oh, okay. So in order to put something into slope-intercept form, I need the y by itself so that it's y equals the rest of my equation, right? When I was doing this, I got the y by itself, right? This is the exact same equation. The only difference is now I've got an x tagging along. I can still do the exact same steps as if this were a two-step equation. Watch what happens. The first thing you guys told me to do was subtract 2. But now I've got an x tagging along with that. So instead of subtracting 2, now I'm going to subtract 2x. So it's the exact same steps I was doing before, but now I've got this x kind of tagging along with the 2. So it's just going to kind of go wherever that 2 goes.
But you can't do negative 18.
You're right. So that's going to change a little bit because those are not like terms. You guys know that from solving equations. So I can't actually subtract those. So that means I'm going to have to leave it and just say negative 18 minus 2x. I can't combine things that are not like terms. And I'm going to put a little note of that down here out of the way.
And then you solve it for me.
So can't combine because they're not like terms. So I have to leave that alone. Okay, so that was this step, right? What was the next thing you guys did over here?
We figured out y.
And we did that by dividing by negative 4, right? So I'm going to do that exact same step over here. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 4. Over here, it gets the y by itself, right? Now, here's the thing you have to watch out for on this step. Everything over here has to get divided by negative 4.
What?
Negative 18 over negative 4. Hey, wait a minute. That's the same thing we did over here, isn't it?
Yep.
So that part is going to end up being 9 over 2. How about
But minus 2x.
2? I have to do 2x divided by 4. Is that going to work out to a whole number?
No.
No? What is 2 over 4? That's 1/2. So I can reduce that and say, okay, 1/2 x. And you remember over here how we were looking at our signs and cleaning things up, and we said a negative divided by negative makes a positive? Mm-hmm. Negative divided by negative makes positive. Same thing's going to happen here. Negative divided by negative makes positive.
You add them.
Oh, look.
I am.
That's a slope-intercept equation, isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
I could graph that.
Why was it so complicated?
It's the exact same steps as the two-step equation. The only thing really that changes is now I've got this x tagging along, and it does have some implications. It has an implication right here. I've got things that I can't combine. And then when I get to my division step over here, I'm going to put another kind of comment. We're adding in comments. I have to make sure that I divide everything. Otherwise, converting an equation to slope-intercept form is the same steps as solving a two-step equation. It is a two-step equation with an extra x that's just along for the ride.
I don't get it because in the second problem,
Follow.
it's x. Doesn't make any sense.
Normal equation solving steps.
This much sense.
That's what some sense.
That's all we did there.